So good morning, everybody. Today I have the pleasure of vis- interviewing.
Wesley,
How you doing, Wesley?
find yourself.
Good. Thank you for your time. And let's just start off with the branch of service that you joined.
I joined the Army, United States Army.
And why the Army? Did anyone, the reason why you joined the Army, was it family members or was it friends or what was going on in your life that you decided to join the Army?
I joined the Army going through a rough patch in my life. I'd already had some older brothers that one was in the Army, Vietnam. I had a brother that was in the Navy, and I had a brother that joined the Marine Corps. And they educated me a lot about the different branches of service, and I thought the Army suited me the best.
Hmm. Outstanding. So it was a legacy within your siblings of joining the military. And it sounds like your family almost hit every branch of the military.
Almost, we did. We got pretty close. I had a niece that joined. I coached her into joining the Air Force. She joined, and it's worked out very well for her.
Wow, that's good to hear. So, where do you consider home?
My home is Los Angeles, California.
Oh, small city. Pretty sure a lot of people have heard of Los Angeles. And so, what was like growing up in Los Angeles? Did maybe the area or community that you lived that kind of shape your reasoning, and for your brothers as well, potentially joining the military? Was there a lot of opportunities as a youth growing up there?
We, we were always taught life is what you make it, but the community we lived in was not the best. And joining the military was a way to get something a little bit better, to get a little more education. So it worked out great for all of us.
Yeah, it definitely is a multiplier in life. And what was your job in the military? What'd you do?
My job that I enlisted in that I found very interesting, of course, the recruiter at that time I had, he was a 12 Bravo, so he coached me into going to 12 Bravo. I was dealing with mines and explosives and Constantine wire. He found it very interesting. That was my primary MOS. I got a couple of different MOSs later in my career. I was deployed to Desert Storm. I became a truck driver. And then once I returned home from Desert Storm, I went into, I forget the military code for it, but administration. So I had a couple different jobs throughout my stint in the military.
And how long were you in?
4 years and some months.
4 years and some months. And I find it a little amusing that when I ask people, veterans, how long they were in, it almost sounds like a prison sentence. But that's not, how long were you in for, right? Like, but I know that's not the case, that we did it out of our own free will. But a 12 Bravo, what is the description of a 12 Bravo? What is that?
A 12 Bravo is called a
Combat engineer. Okay.
combat engineer. Like I said, once again, working very closely with, I think they're called 12 Alphas, infantrymen, and just advancing throughout the battlefield.
Did you enjoy what you did?
I really did, although that particular MOS, you don't get to play with the real stuff too often. So that was the only downfall
Yeah.
of it.
Well, good for you that you found a job that you enjoy doing. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I joined the Marine Corps, I was an infantryman. I did not like it. So good for you that you found a profession that you liked. So Desert Storm. All right. So there isn't very many. It doesn't really get a highlight, unfortunately. The Desert Storm, right? It gets glossed over, really overshadowed by Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, unfortunately. And I think part of that, I believe, is how short the war was.
Real short.
How long were you in country, or were you in Kuwait, or were you in Saudi Arabia? Or?
Yeah, I was in Saudi Arabia. I was in country for January to May, about 7 months in country. I volunteered to go. I thought that was part of my job to serve my country and go during the time they need us. I was in Saudi Arabia, assigned to a transportation unit, a reservist unit, transporting jet fuel and diesel fuel.
Oh, that sounds really dangerous, Wesley. Transporting fuel in a battlefield, that's definitely very hazardous. And so you were there 7 months, you came back. Did you feel that sense of pride of being able to go across the water defend the U.S. and maybe your interests or whatever that is. I won't get politics, but then you come back. Were you received well by the public, or was it just, oh well, you're back, you didn't do anything?
It was mixed feelings.
Yeah,
I think with any campaign the United States does, mixed feelings. Some people think we should be there. Some people think we shouldn't be there. But the powers to be of this country said we needed to be there, so we were there.
but when you got back, was there a parade or was it a welcome home type event?
When we got back, no, it wasn't. It was because there was a very select few of us that volunteered from Fort Lewis. When we got back, we didn't even have a bus to come pick us up.
What, from the airport or something, or where were you guys?
No, it was strange. We, for some odd reasons, some the messages got mixed up.
Yeah.
They didn't even know we were here. But because we had weapons with us, we had to call and wait for transport to come get us.
Man,
It was interesting.
oh, that bummer. I know. If that were me, I would be really looking forward to come home, but then there's no transportation to get us home. That
It was interesting
a gut punch for sure.
because
At
they
least,
relied on the unit to the National Guard unit or reservist unit or whatever it was to do that communication. I think they did, but it was somewhere got crossed up that 10 soldiers from our units being deployed back to their home duty station. This is their flight info. And when we got back, we had nothing. But because we had weapons with us, just can't go home.
I,
Can't go home.
yeah, bummer.
So we had to wait for transportation. Took them about an hour and a half to come get us. No
Mm,
big deal.
I see. So then, knowing what you know now, and looking back on your military career, the time that you were in, what are some things that valuable lessons you learned that lifelong life or lessons that you have applied since then, and maybe applied it to the civilian world and the private sector?
I definitely can say it helps you grow up. It helps you learn about responsibility. It helps you learn about your personal self, what you're capable of doing, what you can handle. I think a lot of people don't push themselves enough to figure out what they can handle, but the military will help you learn that fear
Yeah.
real quick. Helps you learn a lot about a lot of things, finances. Everybody knows the military is not the best paying employer in the world, but you get to learn a lot of things. I would highly recommend a person try it at whatever cost. At least try it for a short stint. Even if you try a reserve or a National Guard, a lot of benefits to it.
So you alluded to it, but let me officially ask you, right? So if there was any person out there thinking that, man, maybe I want to join, and maybe hearing it from a veteran, someone who's already walked that road, any young person listening, would you recommend
I
the
definitely
military if they?
would. I'd highly recommend it. The benefits of all the learnings that you will receive will
Mm,
pay off. There's a lot that comes with a person that's been in the military, disciplined, reliable, trustworthy. There's a lot of those things that come with that individual.
wow, that's definitely, it made me grow up rather quickly joining the
Yes,
military. Right, there was not an older sibling or my mom there or whatever, so it definitely, the expectation is for you to be accountable for you, for myself and whoever joins. But so, $1 million question: if you had to do it all over again, Wesley, would you join the army once again?
I definitely would. Sometimes I think about why I got out. I don't always want to regret the decisions that I make, but that's one I'll just have to deal with. Hey, life goes on. I can say I'm still living. I'm making it through life, whether I was in or out. And but I would definitely do it all over again.
Well, on behalf of myself, from one veteran to another, and many other people would that are watching or listening to this would also say thank you for your service. And you did 5 years more than most, because most people don't even do it. So whatever that stint was, or whatever, however long it was, and although we get no do-overs, we just, the name of this channel is Forward March. So that's the direction that we go to as
Yes.
veterans, is forward. and a lot of lessons learned while we're in. But thank you for taking this time to chat with us. But any last words or anything that you want to talk about before we conclude?
No, I want to say thank you for your service and thank you for this opportunity.
All right. Appreciate it,
Thank you.
Wesley. Thank you.